Right, you lot, welcome to the first ever vlog, innit? Never done one of these. Richard's making us all technical. And this is what we're going to try and do now. So, you're joining me today for the very first one. And we're going on the very first qualifier of the year. Time has come around. We've had a nice winter off-ish. And now, silly Steve's, it's about to start, isn't it? So, we're off today, Partridge. First one, I'm going to say it's always the first one. Always seems to be the first one. It's first Maver today, Partridge. What are we on? We're on about the 15th or 16th of March. So, still cold. And out there, there's still a proper frost today as well. So, it's going to be harder than I've seen things before, to be fair. It's going to be a right tricky one. But anyway, we shall see. So, I'm in my garage. It's 6:30. It's flipping early. And yeah, we need to get some kit done. Need to get some bait ready. So, we'll do a quick... Am I going to go through routine? Yeah, let's go through routine of what I do for bait. You know what I mean? Dead simple. And you can watch it all. And Rich can just chop it down so you can see the fun bits. So, anyway, bait. Dead simple. We've got for this one a lot of bait. Like, a lot of bait. Because everyone in the world found out that I was going to decide tackle for me bait, which do lanes. And everyone made me get their bait. So, I've got enough bait. What have we got? 20 pints of maggots, which is flipping ridiculous. So I've got bait for myself, Matty Dawes, and Fran O'Reilly. So a lot of bait going on, but it's been in fridge. I have it in these big buckets in fridge, like trays like that. So don't have them too deep. If you have them too deep, they end up sweating and going nasty. So I'd rather have them in these sort of things. They're far better. Or our airflow ones as well. They're really good. I've done my little tip on them. They're mega for keeping your bait nice and fresh. That lot hasn't even been in the fridge last night. And that's beautiful. Non-sweaty, just as good as it could possibly be. So that is the first bit of bait. Done for today is that and that. They are Franny's maggots. And then these are mine and Matty's maggots. So they just need turning over. Because they have, weirdly, sweated a little tiny bit then. But once you give them a good stir about, loads and loads of maize on them. They're all pretty again then. And life is good again. So get all that stirred up. And as simple as that. Maggots are good to go. Is my mic going to fall off? No, we're alright. I say it's going to be a maggoty day. Definitely. It's going to be quite a delicacy day today. It's not going to be a big weight. I'm going to say it's going to be the first ever qualifier that I can remember that £100 isn't going to win. Normally £100 wins every one of Partridge, but it's just everything's just been so late this year, hasn't it? It's just been so cold and just not been right. So they're Franny's, and then this one is going to be for me. So me and Matty have got a gallon between us, so I'm going to have 4 pints in mine, and then he can have. No, we haven't. We've got 10 pints between us, so we've got 5 pints each. So that's his tons. If I use 5 pints a day, we've won. Good. A little bit of a good look. Oh, good. So that is bait sorted out. The only other bait I'm going to have, dead simple today. Literally, it's going to be a maggot or pellets job. I think there's no need for anything else. And the Partridge, it is a use what you want job. I mean, you've not got to use fishery pellets or anything like that. So, simple as again. I'm going to get me bait bag that comes with us in. And as simple as for today, with the yesterday's bag, we're just going to have 1 tub of micro pellets and 1 tub of ground bait. Really simple. Let me just get them. I'm going to get them out my drum. So I'm going to have 1 big scoop of micros. Like that. They go in. Not even have that. I'm going to get rid of a quarter of them. Not going to need that much. It goes in there, lovely. So micro's ready. What's in there? 2 pints. Pint and a half. 2 pints of dry ones. And they just get covered. I'm not posh. I'm not using heavy, and I just fill that up because I haven't got a tap in here. So just cover your micro pellets. Just like that. They've got about 2 mil above them then. And you put the lid on and you leave them. They're done. Simple as that. No messing about. Where's my lid? He's happy. Some hard 4 mils in there. Not going to be needed now. So the only other thing I'm going to need is some ground bait. And ground bait is mega simple. And then all it's going to be is my fun original. I'm just going to put half a tub in there. Same again, about 1.5 pints, 2 pints. Tons. Yeah, 2 pints in there. To the side a minute, and same again, drown it. I'll literally top that up so it just gets to the 3 pint line sort of thing. What's that? 2 pints of ground bait, pint of water. We'll wiggle it round, get a knife so it gets in all the corners. And I want like a slop. So the ground bait's going to be a really runny, watery slop. All the corners, that's all good. Yeah, he's bang on him. It's like it's still water, pretty much. You know what I mean? It's really runny. That's how I want it. Just starting to thicken up now. Make sure we got everything all good. Get myself my towel. And then lastly, I want some expander pellets. Simple as. So I just want some dry expanders. It's going to be a normal expander pellet day. So I want a bag to use them. And some dry expander pellets that I'm going to grab off the shelf. Just have a full. In there. Done. Simple as that. So put a few little ones in as well. Put a few tiny ones in as well. Oh, that's maize. I'm going to put little ones in. No, let's just go with big ones today. And all I want is a little dribble of water like that. Because it's flipping freezing. Just make sure they're all covered still. Give it a little turn like that. So there's no room for them to expand really. And that's it, job's a good one. How easy is that? Bait's done. All I've got to do is riddle this off. I've got a little bit of an inkling to do some meat, but I think that would be very stupid, so I'm not going to do that. So yeah, I think that's it. Simple as, we're done. How easy is that for prepping? As qualifiers come, that's about as easy as it gets. I've got a loaf of bread as well in there, just in case, but it doesn't get much easier than that, does it? So yeah, join me a bit. I don't know, I'll see you next. Might see you on me peg. Let's see, I'll speak to you in a bit. I need to apologise to you lot, don't I? Because I did a lovely little intro for my first one of these. Richard's just bought us these very posh cameras. And I said, yeah, I'm on it, Rich. From first qualifier, I'm on it. I'll do lovely vlogs for you all the way through. Which, he pulled a face when I said that, so he probably knew what was coming. But, yeah, we had all intentions to, and I actually did. I was literally sat in my garage with this. Sorry, people, I'm just putting a hook length back in my box. Here we go. I was sat in my garage at 6:30 doing a beautiful vlog for the first one at Partridge. And I promised you lot I'd see you on my peg. However, I forgot a little bit and I left the camera in my van, so it never happened. And now I'm back home, so it's all done. But yeah, first one up, Partridge. Always the first one I'm going to say. Seems to be. Always seems to be the first qualifier that we fish. And it was Maver Match This qualifier. My favourites, defending champ and all of that. I want to be in that one. Really, that's me. My number one every year is Maver, because I flipping love Ayfield. Yeah, I want to be in that final. That final is a proper fishing match. I've just dropped a hook. Wife's going to shout at me. We'll get that in a bit. Yeah, anyway. So, Partridge for the first one. It'd been flipping freezing though. Like, really cold and rubbish. It teased us. It like went a little bit warm. We were thinking spring was coming, and then it really didn't. It went blooming freezing again leading up to this match. And it made us all think differently about it in a good way. I mean, Partridge can be a bit predictable, especially when it warms up and it becomes shallow that wins the match. Wind dominated and that, it becomes a bit predictable when the weights exceed 120, 130 pound. You can often, there's only a very few number of pegs that are capable of doing that. However, with this one, Weights haven't been anywhere near that. Everywhere's freezing still. Everywhere's still very much winter mentality. So we're rocking up thinking there could have been a weight, but we're very much thinking that at a tuck, in the start of the match, my prediction would have been like between 70 and 85 would have won. And even that was no one has caught that on Partridge for a little bit. So that was a shout as well. But obviously you've got a bit more space. A lot of good anglers are there. You just expect someone to be on a load and catch a few. So it meant that you didn't know where you wanted. Like, really didn't know. It brings anything can happen into it, which is what we want. That is, for me, every day, that's how I want a qualifier to be, where there's not a peg that's going to win. You know what I mean? You're not going to draw a peg, you just feel you've got a chance. You know what I mean? Which is good. So, anyway, went in a bag, drew 15. I always say weird, don't I? Everywhere's a bit of a weird one. But I drew 15 Kobe 1, which was exactly the same peg I drew for the first qualifier last year. Exactly the same peg. And Neil Machin tuned me right up off peg 12. He came second that day with 95 pound. Fishing a bit better, a bit warmer this time last year. But I felt like I messed my peg up that day. So I was actually quite happy. I mean, I think it had a little bit of form as well. I think we've been catching a few fish there. So, with low weight job, potentially winning, I'm going to my peg, happy chappy. And when I got to my peg, happy chappy, it just felt nice. It felt quite warm there. The wind was in my face, but there was no wind sort of thing. So it's all the muck's on the water where I am, which is what you want. So that it'd been trying to blow that way, but there's no ripple or nothing. It was nice. But I needed to still keep it very, very delicate. So setting up, really, really simple setup. My plan was to fish 2 lines down the middle that I set up a 412s and a 414s for, in case the wind did get up. It was about 5 foot there, just 2 lines at sort of like 6 meters where I could throw bait nice and accurate. I plumbed up the pallet to my left. I'll talk about that in a bit. In about 3 foot, and then I plumbed up 2 lines across in 1 in 3.5 foot, 1 in 2.5 foot to fish pellets. That was it. No plan of fishing them all, but they were just there in case. And then a dobbling rig as well. Because the carp 1,000,000% live between 15 and 18. That was the pegging on the day, 15 and 18. And they live in that straight. I know they do. I've drawn there quite a bit on 15 or 16. And they live in 17. And that is their home on that lake. There's definitely a little shoal of carp that live there. And I fancied that maybe I could pick an odd one off dobbing. Maybe, because they've been topping. I'd seen 2 or 3 topping when we were setting up. And throughout the day, I saw several of them just moving about. Not catchable, and too far away from me as well. But they were definitely there. But anyway, so low weight job, just get fish. That was the plan. So started across 3.5 foot on pellets, and I don't think it was right. I don't know, but I went across on pellets. I sat there for 20 minutes, 15 minutes before it went under, and then I caught one. No one else had caught one, though, I don't think. No, they hadn't. So I was the first one to catch fish on my lake. Great, £1.5 F1 in the net, all good. Went back in, had an odd wobble, but never had another bite. So straight away I was a bit, this isn't really playing the game. So after half an hour, I've ended up dropping on my maggots down the middle. To begin with, I just fed 1 line to my left. I've got an aerator to my right, but I've just fed 1 line to my left, just with an odd 5 maggots on it, being really delicate. Dropped on that, and it went under. First chuck, it went under half an hour in. I'm like, oh, right, that's not meant to happen. And I caught 6 really quick. In the next, 15 minutes, I caught 6 F1s on that. I'm thinking, oh, right, all of a sudden I'm in the gang. The target's going to be somewhere between 30 and 40 fish. So I've just clattered 6 in flipping 15 minutes down there. I'm like, right, we're really, really playing now. I think I ended up with 8 fish after an hour, which, take that all day long. That's the sort of average I'm after all the way through. That slowed down a little bit, so I went back across on pellets, caught another one. I think I caught 2 actually on pellets across, but then saying you had a long time between bites, no indications, just a bite out the blue. Just didn't feel right. Maybe I should have fished maggots there, but I don't know. I really don't know, but it is what it is. Nothing I can do about that now. Came back down the middle, caught a couple more, and at this time I'd seen an odd fish on the far bank. I'd seen a couple of reeds knock. I'd seen a couple of carp in the next peg. like long, like 60 metres down the peg. I just felt like there was a chance of a fish dobbing. So picked dobbing rig up, went out, laid it in, went straight under, caught an F1. I was like, all right, fixed it. That's it. I'm going to empty it now. And that was at like probably about 14 inches deep. Take to far bank on bread, landed that one, went straight back in. Couple of little weird indications, didn't catch one. Rebaited up, went back in. Foul looked a big one. Foul looked what a proper one. I mean, it'd be £6 plus. It was a proper one. That's towed me around for 10 minutes, then come off and left me a great big flipping scale. That'll have definitely been a big fish. Went back in dobbing, couldn't get a bite. I mean, I felt I'd missed my chance. And it wasn't right. I mean, dobbing wasn't the one. They weren't dormant. They were whizzing a bit, and it just went right. So back down middle, and boring match then on. When I came back down, caught a couple more, but I decided at that point to open up my new line to me right. Just feeding 5 maggots. I feed probably 5 twice every 5 or 10 minutes. Probably every 5 minutes before I've gone on it. So not a lot of bait at all. And bit of a boring match from that point. It was just literally swap between the two. I get an odd one on each. I went to me right, I caught 6. That was my best run to me right. And from that point, it was sort of 1 or 2 off each. And I could just go there, catch a couple, feed it while I was on it as well, ticking over. I was putting fish in the net, like really putting fish in the net. And the only change I made was with 15 minutes to go, I had to go on my pallet because the chap next to me on 18 had 3 carp on the bouncer, 3 carp for £15 plus. I thought, flipping if I can get them, we're in the gang here. Because at that point I was up to like 34 fish, something like that. So that right, I'm really close to the gang here, or potentially, I don't know what's going on. Potentially in a chance. Went down there with some ground bait and maggots. I gave it 2 minutes. It wobbled a bit, but it didn't go under. So I ended up binning that off, come in, back down to some of the other lines. I think I caught 1 more in the last 10 minutes. Maybe two. For a nice match, I didn't feel like I made any big mistakes. Maybe dropping on that pallet was a mistake, but I did feel like I needed to rest my lines. Maybe I should have fished maggots instead of pellets across. Don't know. You know what I mean? If I'd have fished maggots and not caught, I'd have been cursing myself for not starting on pellets. So, bit of one of them. Bit of a weird one, but ended up with £61. So, nice day's fishing. That won me lake, £61. I think 35 was next on the lake. So, really, really happy with that. However, I had 61.3. Ben's summer scales, he weighed 62 something, and then James Woodrow, Big James, travelled all the way from Scotland, fair play mate, he plonked £64 on the scales on 117 he was on. Another peg you would not fancy one bit. Not a chance would you pick that out. It wouldn't be in your top 20 pegs, I don't reckon, to go to that peg. And I think he caught some big uns late, and he just caught fish. So fair play to him, he puts the time in. And James got the space in the Maver Match This final. I'd have dearly loved so much on first attempt. Although I would have missed fishing all the other matches, but I just felt it was doable, wasn't it? I needed he weighed 64.14 or something. So I needed 3 more F1s. I felt all that big and that I lost one or the other. And that'd have been enough. Which to be so close, so early, it hurts a bit, but it also gets you a bit in the mood. Makes you want to try out, so I'll tell you that. But no, congratulations, James. Well done, mate. Lovely to see someone new in final. And yeah, that is how it went. First qualifier of the year, ticked off. It were a flipping good one. You know what I mean? It were good. For how cold it was, it were good because 20 pegs could have potentially won. So yeah, with my phone ringing, we're going to wrap that up. Next one's at Tunnel Barn, and I'll catch up with you straight after that one.